Welcome everyone back to the Aquagon. I'm Stuart Steel Cage.
I'm Whamma Dave.
And this is the Aquagon, obviously. We do have a lot to unpack here, a lot of business to discuss. You might see the ambiance. I don't know if you can see the candle on screen. There's a cataclysmic effect going on in his colon right now, like a hot air balloon in July. Not sure what's going on with that. I feel like you could shit through a screen door right now without touching the screen.
Ooh, it's liquid.
Whew. Anyhow, last week, I want to kind of touch on this first. The main event was like shit in your hands and clapping, in my opinion.
Oh, boring.
Terrible, terrible fight. I think I would rather watch two Amish people fight in a hurricane on their way to churn some butter than that fight. I mean, it was like they were just in there dancing with each other.
Yeah, real hard to watch. Tried to live stream it, not much going on. Try to keep it in, there's nothing going on in that fight. I mean, some leg kicks. I was starting to score Johnny Walker's leg kicks like that was the most exciting part of the fight. So
it was like they would dance. I was waiting for everyone's waiting for working for the weekend to come on and like Patrick Swayze style, like they ripped their fucking Velcros off. I mean, it was like they dance. Oh, here's a punch. Oh, here's a kick. It was horrible.
Yeah, it was hard to watch, man.
I think, personally, for me, and the things that surfaced afterwards, there was a tweet. I don't know if, those watching seen the tweet from DC. He literally said it was the worst fight he's ever seen. And for a commentator to say that, that says everything you need to know if you didn't watch the fight. And if you didn't watch the fight, don't go back and watch it. You'll never get that time back.
No, well, the degenerates are watching this one. I mean, you're competing with NCAA football, and you got Mackenzie Dern as the #1 person on this card. So anyone who's watching this one, watch that main event. I'll tell you that right now.
We got high hopes for this one, but we also have high bets. Not too high people, though. We'll tell you that, regardless of the attire that we are wearing. As always, we give you the picks that we feel the strongest about. And, as always, per usual, if you go with our picks, you would have been hot.
Ooh,
yet again.
Man.
Yet again.
You are becoming the women's king of betting.
I am. Underdog special. Won it with ease. Edgar did. The grappling was too much. However, I did lose a tequila bet. Which
Big
was
news of the
loss.
week. Big news of the week. Like and subscribe for more tequila bets. Listen, I did some research, Stuart. You've been duping me. Every tequila bet so far, I have had the underdog. Every single one.
You're duping yourself. But with that being said, he does owe a tequila bet himself. So what we are going to do is we are going to take these tequila bets right here on show. Whew. Cheers, my friends. Salud. To stay positive and test negative.
Tequila bets are fun.
They really are. Woo, especially when it's 1800. When you owe jersey was Don Julio. Who's duping who over here? All right, let's get right into it. This first fight, for me, this is going to be my lock of the night. Just like we gave you Nico, I know we had to sweat that one out just a bit, but I placed a lot of units on it. Made me a lot of money. I think you did as well.
Nico, I hit a 4-man parlay with Nico being the last leg, and I felt strong.
Yeah, it was a good bet. We got a same type of matchup right here. Not as far as stylistically. I'm going to get to that right now. We have Chris Gutierrez versus Felipe Colares. Okay? Now, let me speak. I'm going to tell you how this is going to unwind. Felipe Colares, I want to start with him. He is a Muay Thai fighter. Now, here's what you know about Muay Thai fighters. They'd be the worst fucking poker players. They might as well play with their hands facing upward. They show everything that they want to do. They're going to fight up like this. Okay? Now, why is this important if you're fighting up like this? Look at this. I look like a jackass on screen, right?
Yeah, what's going to be happening here?
Chris Gutierrez has 2 crowbars for legs that he laces in there at will. And if you're up here, you're not going to be able to check those kicks. Think about the amount of range you have to go down there. Muay Thai fighters aren't very good at that. They're good at kicking, but they're not going to be good at checking because they want to use their elbows and all those other things. He's not going to get close on him because he's going to use that kick. That lead leg is going to be there. And this is one of my favorite, this is what I love about the UFC the most, are these leg kickers that just take a man's soul out by drilling that leg. That first round, you're going to get that close-up shot from the cameraman with that bulge on that leg.
Yeah.
And once you take that leg out, it's like, you can't beat this guy with one, you know what I mean? On one leg, you're hopping in there. And these fighters, God bless them, they do a great job covering up the best that they can. But you know what you know when they go out, when they leave the Aquagon, the octagon, and they're like limping out. I mean, they're basically on crutches after that fight, after the adrenaline leaves. So for me, Chris Gutierrez, I'm going to give you the line that is important. We have Chris Gutierrez coming in at negative 278, and Felipe Colares coming in at plus 215. Do you have anything you'd like to offer?
Man, a lot of weird things in this matchup I'm seeing, man. We got our boy Gutierrez. He's coming in at rank number 38. Colares at 113. But it looks like both fighters are coming down to fight at 135 for this fight. So they're both down a weight class. A lot of weird things going on. It seems like a weird mismatch, just a weird matchup in general. I have to go with Gutierrez on this one.
All right, so I think we're both going to put the lock in on that, so we're going to go ahead and move on up the card. I do want to point one thing out. We are going away from the storm on this one, not putting my hoodie on and walking into it. I do like a lot of the favorites on this card. Not a fan of that, but as my partner says, you got to do what you got to do on some fights. So this next one, Alexandr Romanov versus Jared Vanderaa. Vanderaa, coming out of the Contender Series, right? We got a heavy favorite here. What's he sitting at right now? Plus 500?
I got him at plus 300 on Tapology. I don't know what the current line is.
I'm sorry, negative 500 for Romanov.
Heavy favorite for Romanov.
Yeah. Heavy favorite for Romanov. Okay, so we got the plus 300 versus a plus 500 depending on what site that you use. Now, not a hot take, but grappler. Heavy grappling discrepancy. So there's two ways that you do this, okay? First way, DraftKings. Grappling scores you a shit ton of points in DraftKings. This man has won 66% of his fights. He is undefeated at 14-0, I believe. And 66% of those fights he has won by submission. But mainly how he does it is he basically takes you down, rides you, beats the shit out of you, right? And then he's able to submit you. He can submit you from anywhere, which I love that angle for him. So you got a couple of things going for you. You got a lot of takedowns, grappling, which scores you big on DraftKings, and you're probably going to get a first or at most a second round finish here. And the second way you use them is a parlay piece. I'm with you. Don't be a degenerate and just, peel off half your 401k and put it on a straight bet. Too much risk there. That's neurotic, okay? We're not going to do things like that. You place them in your parlay, you place them on your DraftKings, you pay the piper to get him on your DraftKings because it's worth it because he's going to score the most points on the night, if I had to guess anybody. That's my angle as far as that's concerned. I don't know if you have anything you'd like to add here. He's won his last 3 within the UFC. Vanderaa obviously won his last one, so not a lot to offer there, though.
You just give the sniff test on this one, and how do you go against Romanov? I mean, he just looks like a guy that could be a UFC champ. Just square-jawed, black-head sumbitch that's ready to fight. Undefeated at 30 years old, coming into his prime. He's got to win a couple good matches to get him up into the top 10, top 15, but he could be on his way.
Mm-hmm. And it's not, you don't always got to be like the sniper looking for value. Sometimes these lines, the value isn't, like, the lines are just right sometimes, and you just know, and you just go with it and you ride it. Have it in every one of your parlays, and that's the one that won't bust. So that's kind of my angle on this one. But again, if you the actual line is minus 500 for Romanov, and then you got plus 360 for Vanderaa. So if you're a Vanderaa fan, you liked what you saw in the Contender Series, by all means, make it cheddar because that would be a nice cash-in, but I just don't see it happening. So we'll go to you. What's the fight that you'd like to discuss here?
You know what? I'm liking the co-main event here.
Ooh, we're going to go right to the co-main event.
Yeah, see, now we get to the co-main, we're starting to see, I'm seeing a little dog value, and I'm starting to think that we might be getting into the tequila bet of the night here.
Ooh.
We got my man, Jared.
See, he says that he starts the show out saying I've tilted him in there, but this is exactly where he's at.
Listen, he's a trickster.
Yeah.
But listen, Jared Gordon, man, we got a live dog, plus 200. You're getting 2-1 on your money, and I'm breaking down this fight, and I'm looking at the tape, and I'm seeing this as a coin flip bet. I don't see how they could give the favorite to one or the other on this one. Both their records looking a little salty, but you got the younger guy in Jared Gooden. He's got the power. He's got the power. And I was looking at his gas tank. His gas tank to power ratio. That's what I like the most about Jared Gooden. He's coming at you strong in the beginning, and he can keep a little bit of that power towards the end. So I got Gooden on this one, plus 200. That's my underdog pick / tequila bet. Are you game?
Oh, I am so game, and I want to up the ante on this one. Okay, we're not just going to do any old tequila bet on this one. This is how strong I feel. We're going to do El Toro. El Toro. Okay, that's the one with the little red cap. Okay, very shitty. $10 at your local grocery store.
They still sell that?
Yeah, I think so. I hope so. If not, we'll find the equivalent. I'm going Randy Brown here. And here's the deal. One of the things I like about Randy Brown, they both have power. Let's just be honest. Could Gooden end it? 100%. They both have the knockout ability. A lot of steam coming behind those punches. What I like when I watch Randy Brown's fights, when he connects on that heavy hit, this guy smells blood in the water. He attacks. He pounces. He'll choke you out. He'll start swinging hard. He knows. He has a very good read on when he's got someone razzled. And I think that's one of the best angles. Now, he's won 3 out of his last 5. Gooden has lost 2 out of his last 3. I think both guys are capable of going the distance. Now, listen, you got a lot of muscle mass on both of them, so you never know what can happen. You know, if you come out in a barn burner, you know, if they come out swinging early, they're both going to be cast. But I just think that he's lanky. You know, he's got the speed advantage. I think he has more tools in his belt, which indicates the line that we're at on this one. But I'm definitely going to shake your hand on that.
All right, tequila bet. So, bottom shelf tequila bet.
Bottom shelf tequila bet. Money line, just so I do want to make sure we give this. He brought this to the attention. We have this on recording. The tequila bet. He is going with an underdog here. He brought it to me. Plus 195 for Jared Gooden. Randy Brown coming in at negative 250, but I like him anyway. Like I said, this is a big, for me, the tail of the tape on this UFC is just parlays all day and probably several DraftKings. The problem is I don't know what underdog or what light one I want to put on a DraftKings roster yet, but it's interesting. Now, we're going to go a little bit backwards before we go forwards. I want to bring this to something that kind of surfaced in looking at this. Now, I like to fade Charles Rosa. In fact, I've had good success doing so. But one of if you got that one up here, let's go over the line here. So we have Damon Jackson. He is coming in as the favorite at negative 175. Sorry, I was really close to the mic there, so we'll have to edit that part a little bit. That's on him, though. And then we have, still getting close to the mic, I can't read that, plus 165 for Rosa?
145, yeah.
145, 165, whatever the case may be. Now, if you watch the interviews, and again, we've discussed this ad nauseum at this point, the horse that shits. There's also a thing called the horse that doesn't shit. I just made this up, but that's where we're at, okay? Charles Rosa is making excuses about injuries, things about his training camp. When a fighter does that, to me, they're not talking, oh, it's the greatest training camp I've had, I'm ready to go. They don't sound hungry. This isn't a sport you can just luck your way into things. Yeah, you know, you can get the knockout punch and all those different things, but there's a lot of things that go behind that. You know what I mean? It's not like you're just going in there shooting blindfold. So I think when there's a fighter, there's an angle here. And I don't have much to offer on Damon Jackson. I really don't.
He's got the height. He's got the reach. Just overall,
as far as his tape and background,
yeah.
You know, he's won 3 of his last 5. They both have. So they have similar situations. Rosa is win a fight, lose a fight, win a fight, lose a fight. He won his last one. So if we see a pattern here, he is due for a loss. Not that, listen, I'm not giving you betting angles based on conspiracies, though, just so we're on the same page. I just think that Rosa's head's not in it. And when you're not in it, and you got guys that aren't ready, that they're just in there to cash that 1 or 2 paychecks before they say goodbye to the sport, that's when you get on the train, my friends.
Yeah, he's 35. He is on his way out. And Damon Jackson's 33. He's in his prime right now, so I can see where you're going with that. I like that read.
I think it's interesting. I'm not going to place this as an official bet for me, but I didn't want to bring it to the people because I think it's interesting. But the only thing is I have to look back at the tape, watch the weigh-in before I maybe place an official bet. I would say probably at the fight time there would be 100% a bet for me. And I would say probably a 90% chance that bet is on Damon Jackson. It's just not there just yet. But food for thought. Thought it would be fun to sprinkle that in here as a nice little discussion point, if you will. Are we on to the main dish?
Time for the main dish.
All right. This one is very interesting to me, but as always, I want to get your take first.
Okay. So I think what's selling this card is Mackenzie Dern right now. Brazilian sensation, jiu-jitsu off the ass. Looked a little bit better and a little bit tighter her last fight. Her striking looks like she's definitely working on it, and that body was completely transformed in her last fight, in my opinion.
She did look in way better shape.
Yeah, she was struggling with weight a few times, and I think she really got that under control. But I think she's running into something that she's not ready for in Marina Rodriguez. They got a common opponent in Michelle Ribas, or Amanda Ribas.
Yep.
And, Ribas just put the bounce and pop in the shots and took out Mackenzie Dern. And Marina Rodriguez just ran through her like it was no big deal. Rodriguez's stand-up is just on another level. She's not going to let these looping punches make way for Mackenzie Dern to get a takedown. Everything is pointing to Rodriguez as a live dog here. She's from Brazil too. She's no slouch on the ground. I mean, she's not Mackenzie Dern when it comes to jiu-jitsu, but this girl is no slouch at all. So,
but she knows what she's doing.
Yeah, she knows what she's doing. 34 years old. She kind of got into the MMA game a little late in life, but at a slight dog, plus 130 I'm seeing on Tapology right now. I love this pick with the underdog money. Rodriguez all the way for me.
Okay. And you did bring up a good point about Dern, though. I think we both thought the same thing. And this might be a nice one to watch. I would throw caution in the wind here. I'll just foreshadow this. My bet is going to be Rodriguez as well. But Dern at the last weigh-in, she did look jacked. She looked like she took the camp very seriously. Looks like she got the weight cut under control. And then, quite frankly, it looked like it transitioned into the I just did it again, into the Octagon. The show's called Aquagon. This is the Octagon. Anyhow, so the point that kind of sticks out to me, though, is Rodriguez is 14-1. I think when I first looked at this, I would think, if you had just told me and I, couldn't see the line, who's the favorite, who's the dog, I would have said Rodriguez all day. There is a serious angle that, the thing that how Vegas looks at things is they need action on both sides. You have a way bigger name in Mackenzie Dern. There's no one that's going to argue that. So they're probably making her the favorite so that they don't get screwed on both angles. You know what I'm saying? But I think that's playing a role here. I just don't think that she is the actual favorite here. I think this is as close to a pick'em, if not a lean towards Rodriguez, should be the favorite. But like I just said, when you watch that weigh-in, you got to see what she looks like. Because if she comes in shape like she was, looks like she had it under control, looks like she's ready to roll, that's where you maybe have to make that Friday night decision on it.
Man, I don't know. With her stand-up the way it is, I don't think I can, even if, unless Rodriguez is way off looking at the weigh-in and it's a bad mismatch at the face-offs, I can't see moving off of Rodriguez here.
Yeah, I mean, and the line is important. We have negative 167.
Okay, a little bit of movement.
Marina Rodriguez at plus 135. Man, that's good value.
Yeah.
That's extremely good value. And quite frankly, if you're a DraftKings player, that's a good lineup value too, because I do see a finish angle here. Even for women's MMA, I see a very nice opportunity for a finish angle for Rodriguez in this fight. And there is also the potential that Dern doesn't have a good weight cut, doesn't have the best camp, because it really is contingent on where their mindset is. This is as mental as it is physical, the sport. But yeah, Rodriguez all the way for me on this one.
Yeah, I like it, man.
Well, I think that is all we have for this one. Hopefully we're cashing in just like we do pretty much every single week. I didn't mention this at the beginning of the show, but I do want to mention it right now. Please, if you're watching it, like and subscribe. It literally, is YouTube charging for
free
subs? When you hit the sub button? If you hit the sub button right now, how long would it take?
Oh, instant and free.
15 seconds, and that's if you're very slow and not tech savvy. 2 seconds if you're pretty tech savvy. 1 second if you're extremely tech savvy. $0 cost to you. In fact, you make money because you go with our bets. So please, hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. Help 2 people out in the Hawaiian banana shirts. You know what I'm saying? Till next time, my friends. Salute. Stay positive and test negative.